I think there is a rather general thing, general concept that most people who have been around the sphere of political discussion will come to inevitably conclude at the end of it that there is no such thing as a right wing or a left wing. There is no group of ideas that dictates the division of people along political lines. There is no unifying border, as in there is no one border that is quite distinct, across which you can see two parties easily and clearly divided. You don't see that. That division is not that clear. But if groups of people are not taken as the benchmark, and something else is taken as a benchmark, and I'm going to tell you what benchmark that is, then things become very clear. Then the division is easy. Then the categorizability of humanity is much more achievable as a concept, I feel. That is the distinction between the view of justification and the view of refusing to accept or refusing to justify. That is the two views. One of being that things are all right, the way they are, it's fine, and the other being that the way things are, they're not fine. And I'll be damned if I tell anyone to believe, that these views have any objective basis. They don't. When people are tired and they don't have the energy to fight, then they accept. That's the only logical thing to do at that point. To accept whatever is there to accept, because there's no other way you can deal with life. You cannot act because you're tired. So they choose to justify. Until now, I feel the domain of justification has mostly been occupied by what has been considered as traditionalism or preservation of institutions, the right wing, that is, and the realm of action, positive change, has been occupied by progressivism. But there have been crisscrosses, there have been matchings of people with ideas in a different pool and political belongings in a completely opposite pool. There have been travels across the aisle. It has happened in the past, which makes it even more obvious to understand that it is only these two views that actually exist: justification and action. So that's what we have to understand. And this view explains a lot of stuff. For example, if you think that in the times of crisis and peril and death, the people will suddenly all become left leaning and try to change the world, that doesn't happen. That happens only when the people are not tired and they know that something wrong is happening. It's not just knowledge and advertisement of the obvious. It is also the willingness of the people to act towards achieving something, their confidence in trying to achieve something. Otherwise, in times of death and crisis, they'll just accept what comes their way and become more right leaning. We have to understand that these are the only two views that govern the world. And looking through this glass, I think we can explain a lot more than what we can achieve at the moment.